Happy Friday, you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is the most beautiful snowy day here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The clouds are breaking up. It is blue sky outside. Everything is covered in white. The snowplows have done an amazing job getting most of the roads, but some of them are still pretty treacherous. So be careful if you're in the Utah area or if it's snowing near you. Anyhow, I am here to talk about something totally off topic today. Nothing to do with exercise, nothing to do with nutrition, but everything to do with your life and my life and how we decide to live our lives. So this comes from the equation E plus R equals O. And if you've ever heard of it, you probably know the Jack Canfield teachings. But E plus R equals O. So you have an event, right? Then you get to react to it, and then you have an outcome. So E is the event, then you have a reaction, and then you have the outcome. And this is something that was so liberating to me and has helped me as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a customer at a store that's giving horrible customer service, and just about in every aspect of my life. So you have an event that happens, and then you get to decide how you're gonna act and how you're gonna respond. We don't get to decide the events, right? So we have no control over most of the events in our lives and things that happen to us. We have no control over, the snowstorm today and maybe something being canceled that we cannot control. But we have every bit of control over how we're going to respond to that. So we have every bit of control over how we're going to choose to respond to the snowstorm, or choose to respond to the woman at the post office who is giving the worst customer service and has quite the attitude and is just not helping us, or the Delta representative on the phone who was less than helpful. Okay, those are some examples of things that have happened to me this week. So each of those events happens to us and we have no control over them. They just happen to us, but we have every bit of control how we're going to respond. So we have the event, then we have E plus R, the response, and then we have the outcome. Another one that I like to think about is husband comes through the door and he's had a horrible day and he's mad and he's in a bad mood and we're just as chipper and happy as can be, but all of a sudden we take on that bad mood. And we've just decided that we're going to respond to that event by taking on his bad mood. And maybe it's opposite. Maybe I come through the door in a bad mood. So this goes for anybody. And this is stuff that I've lived through, and the light bulb has just gone on so much more so than ever in my life that I want to share it with you. And so we have the event, we have somebody's mood. Are we going to take it on? Because that's going to give us our outcome. So it's very simple and it's very, very liberating to me, because while we can't control things that happen in our life, we can control how we're going to respond, and then that's going to give us an outcome. So again, somebody in your life, has a mood, and you're just as chipper and happy as can be, but they bring you down, and then you find yourself, in a bad mood too, and then you take it out on your kids, and then they get in a bad mood, and then all of a sudden we see this spiral that happened because we chose to take on somebody else's bad mood. But let's just look at it this way. Let's say the husband comes through the door and he's in a bad mood and I'm chipper and happy as can be. And I think to myself, gosh, I'm so sorry that he's in a bad mood. He had a really rough day. What can I do to help him? Or what can I do to bring a smile to his face? Or what can I do to make sure that I stay happy so that my kids can see that I've chosen to be happy? And what can I do to avoid taking on somebody else's bad mood? Because that's going to be my reaction. And then my result is going to be 100 times better than had I chose to take on his bad mood. All right, let's just take one more example here and then I'll wrap it up. Let's just say our kids do something that is not ideal and is not what we had in mind. And we decide we're gonna yell and scream and get mad. And that's gonna be our reaction to their event. So they did something that's not ideal. And we scream and yell and we get so mad and our blood pressure goes high and we stress ourselves out, and then they see us yelling and then they get tense and they get upset and then tears happen and then one thing leads to the next and then your night is just ruined. Well, we chose to act that way, right? We chose to respond that way. And while we may not approve or be happy with what our kids decided to do, we can stay happy and we can choose to react and say, okay, they did this. Let me take 5 seconds to breathe. 5-second rule before you respond. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How am I going to respond? How am I going to react? Because that's going to determine our outcome, and that's going to determine my outcome, and that's going to determine how I choose to react and give myself an outcome. So hopefully that makes sense. It's all just something that has really come together for me and really helped me as a mom, a wife, everything. in all aspects of my life. And it really allows me to stay happier, and it allows me to show my kids that we can react in certain ways and that we can choose, and that everything we choose to do is our decision, and pretty much taking full responsibility with how we're going to allow ourselves to react. So remember this, if you remember anything from this video, remember E plus R equals O. Event plus my response equals the outcome. We can't control the event. We fully control our response. Therefore, we get to decide how the outcome will play out. I hope this helps somebody. If it does, I would love to hear how you practice this. And I would love for you to comment or share, or, just give me some love if you found some good information here. And if not, have a good day. Enjoy the snow if you're in Utah. And if you're anywhere else in the world, tell me what your weather's like. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.